Okay. I wanted to just go through a review of what I had for the group stage. Um, okay, the last 16 has just started, practically halfway through now, and I'll put another last 16 and final stages up again shortly. But I just wanted to go over what I'd done for the group stages. And before you say anything, yes, I know that these are completely, not completely, some of them are right, but what a surprise the World Cup's been. Um, I'm sure everybody can admit this has been a great World Cup so far. Um, yeah, so my prediction about Belgium going through as group winners and then going on to win the World Cup completely off track. Who could predict that one? Um, Very interesting. Seems to be a formula for a lot of the higher ranked sides who are missing key players. Lukaku wasn't available until um, very last game. Came on in the second half and yeah, a few shots on target, hitting the post. If only they had Lukaku a bit earlier. Um, Anyway, let's look at Group A. How right was I? Here we have Group A, and I have the actual what it was in the end here. Um, so I had Senegal at the top, and Netherlands second, and I had Qatar coming in third, and Ecuador fourth. Well, yeah, I couldn't have had that more wrong, I suppose. um, I have to mention about the Netherlands side how fantastic that game was against the US in the last 16, uh, really turning it on when they needed to. I really do think that this Netherlands side is starting to pull on the style. Um, they I have a feeling that, I don't know if you think so, they're holding something back, and I think we still haven't seen the best of the Dutch side yet. Um, Senegal, how they played against England, they came in second in the group. Um, they, I had them, and I'm sure you can understand why I had them at the top. Two of their best players, as I mentioned, were missing. Mane and midfielder, I can't remember his name. Um, yeah, they really did miss them. They did really well first half against England, and but although I felt that they really went at England. I really do think they weren't a defensive. It wasn't a defensive game. Could have could have put a couple of goals in the first half against England. A few defensive issues there with England possibly. Um, yeah, Qatar. Well, they didn't really turn up for their own World Cup, which is unprecedented, wasn't it? So it might be something that FIFA need to look at. Ecuador were a great watch. Uh, Brilliant to see Valencia, um, uh, possibly in his last World Cup. Fantastic uh, first game against Qatar, but unfortunately, when it came against the uh, higher teams in this group, they lost the edge, didn't they? Yeah, Group B. Again, I couldn't have had that more wrong. Other than I did say England would top the group. Wales were pretty awful. Please check my World Cup um, World Cup exit and where next to for Wales YouTube video. You'll see it on my channel. Yeah, I really disappointed how Wales went into this World Cup. I mentioned how I thought maybe that I disagreed with the team list. I thought Rob Page should have played for. Yes, looking forward to the next uh, few qualifying rounds for Euros and World Cup. But I thought that this team was dedicated specifically for the those were looking at possibly their last World Cup or their last major competition, and Page fell for that, and I thought that also it was a nostalgic kind of step for the whole of the Welsh team. If you just look at how we presented at the Miners Hall in the Rhondda, wasn't a well presented presentation. It was a bit of a kind of step back into the old times for Wales, which for a lot of fans would rather step away from that and go towards a more kind of cohesive and well developed, and trying to bring in the youth. What would they have looked at that and thought, well, that wasn't very well presented, and what kind of setup are Wales now? Uh, yeah, I just, I mean, the team sheet itself needed, I think it needed more use in there rather than what we did, which was gone and put people on there or players on there who were far past their best. America, US were a bit of um, you know, a team we weren't expecting, especially in Europe. We didn't expect that kind of team to turn up for the US. That was quite a energetic and a very skillful side, and I was wrong to put them at the bottom of the group there. Yes, I think we'll see a lot more of the US team in future competitions. Obviously, the next World Cup is in the US, but very interesting and side to keep an eye on. Okay, I thought the decision making by the coach was kind of skeptical, and too I think not very well organised in regard to especially against Wales. I thought we definitely dominated that second half when we played them. So yeah, but Iran again, a very. I mean, when Wales met them, we I think we had them on the bounce back from England, so they really were ready for Wales. But I thought Wales were showing everybody too much respect, and I just didn't think we had the depth of team to put out. Argentina, Group C. I mean, Argentina, Poland, Mexico, Saudi. I'll try and get through these a bit quicker. I was pretty much on the mark with that one. Let me just put that there. Yeah, that was correct. Shock, kind of seeing Saudi beating Argentina. It was a fantastic start to the World Cup, wasn't it? To see Saudi Arabia, who nobody expected to get anywhere. And it just seems a shame that they're at the bottom of this group when really they were really a dark horse of this competition. And let's see how they develop in the future. Um, let's see if we get more from Argentina in the further we go into the competition. I think they won't win the World Cup. I really don't think. I mean, they made a meal of playing against Saudi, and also weren't that great against Poland or Mexico. Um, so yeah, okay, so I got that one right. Um, Group D. Okay, France, I was right on. Who expected Australia to be a breath of fresh air in this World Cup. I don't know anybody who thought. I'm sure most Australians would have thought that was a step into the beyond for them. How fantastic were France in their first match? Um, uh, they are going to go far. I have a feeling, though, they're going to find England a tough match. I think France will beat England, but there are other better teams in the World Cup this year, I think, and I don't think they will go all the way. Uh, yeah, okay, Group E. Completely wrong there. Who expected Japan to top the group? I certainly didn't. um, I've heard BBC Radio 5 saying that Japan had the potential to do that. I don't. That was just a guess. Who would have known that Germany would have completely capitulated and ended at the bottom of this group, losing to Japan. Um, Spain, I haven't seen much of Spain in this tournament so far. Maybe again they're playing it cool. Um, uh, but yeah, I have my predictions now that I see uh, Spain kind of falling short on this one. Um, okay, Group F. This is the most interesting one because I had Belgium at the top of the group where they, if I'm right, let me just see where they ended up. Belgium were third, so they didn't make it out of the group. Um, and uh, Canada were great, but who would have expected Morocco to top this group? Fantastic. I think it's always great to see teams from Africa coming through, and I think it's definitely a sign of things to come. Um, I was correct on Croatia being second. Interesting to see where Croatia are going to go for the next few years. I did say that I didn't think they would uh, go far, and I had a few comments of people saying that they're how come I'm calling them an old team. I wonder if you're still against that comment, um, uh, where Morocco have topped this group. And the last two groups, Brazil, Switzerland, Cameroon, and Serbia, I said. I think I had one wrong in that group, didn't I? Yeah, oh no, they're all right. Yeah, so Brazil have been fantastic, but I wonder what this team is like without Neymar. I think, to be honest, when he was out for a couple of games with foot injury, I really thought that the Brazil side was laboured. Um, some great players in there, but it just shows how I think Neymar is such a key player for them. Um, we might see more of the Switzerland side. I They were fantastic against Serbia, although um, they did leave in two goals. Still a great side, Switzerland. I don't think will go very far. Cameroon beating Brazil. That was really a fantastic game. We didn't expect it. Again, brilliant seeing another African side making it this far. Um, but yeah, it really comes down to Brazil, really, how far they can go, especially if their injuries do come into play. And last of all, Portugal, Uruguay, Ghana, and Korea. Let me just check on it. Oh yeah, because Korea were second in this group. I watched the Uruguay Ghana match. Oh my gosh, that was such a a game epitomizing this World Cup, where Ghana again um, missed a penalty against Uruguay. Such amazing historical connotations. Um, but yeah, Portugal are, I mean, they could possibly be a sneaky team in this World Cup. But I think their best days have gone. They're still relying on Ronaldo. A lot of people are saying that he uh, is first of all not a key player in this Portugal side, and that he's hardly the player that he used to be. So um, I am going to finish there because I wanted to go over what I'd predicted, and I was going to do a last 16, although a bit late. I hope you enjoyed that. Uh, it was interesting to see. I think I had a couple of groups right, but yeah, looking forward to seeing the rest of the World Cup, and give me your comments if you thought. Uh, how are you thinking my predictions are going so far? Any tips would be very useful. I've also put on as a link to improve on my videos, and also to so I can come up with new video content, and also editing skills, and maybe even a logo for Jacka Jumper. Which would be great. So I've put a link for your help for donations, so that I can get this group going a lot more. And if you like my videos, please subscribe and give a thumbs up. Thank you.